one to hit.
Just don't forget. Is it?
That's
Is
weird.
it? Okay. What's up, foundits? Happy Friday! Happy Friday! Friday! I gotta tell you, we are very excited to have you all here. If you're just one person, then you're the audience, and if you're in plural, you're the audience. Either way, happy to have you here. We've got a special guest star. Spoken word is coming to the lounge, the sound of the South, and we're gonna ask, what is the sound of the South? I mean, we've heard so much about Southern hospitality and the cooking and just the language and everything just oozes with soul, man. So we're gonna have a little flavor of that here at the lounge. We hope you guys chill. Go grab your snack if you haven't already. Go grab yourself your drink of choice, your water, your juice, your tea, your coffee, whatever it is, and enjoy yourselves. Sit back and relax. I am doing fantastic. I had some coffee almost 12 hours ago, and I'm still riding the wave. D, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I am great. It's Friday. I'm excited for the weekend. Very excited for our guest, CJ Alabama, Seaverse. Oh, I'm a big fan already of what this man does. So, very much looking forward to what he's going to bring to this show tonight. How,
Seriously.
how about you, CJ? How
Seriously.
you doing?
And I'm doing all right, It's been a long day at work, but now we finna sit back and have some fun. And I'm excited to be here. And I'm very excited, to see both of you and hear Los rip that guitar up.
Thank you very much, buddy. You look like you're just right at home here at the lounge, man. We're like, folks, I gotta let you peek behind the curtain. We are observing COVID protocol, and we are simply using the magic or the illusion with OBS software. We are not all in the same room, but we want you all to feel the immersive element. We want you all to feel part of it, but we are not within coughing distance of each other. Just to let you know, all right? Just to make it clear. So, in the chat, we've got some people already saying hi to you, Seaverse. We got Diana Reed saying hi, Sherry Ortiz saying hello. We're still waiting for it to start. Uh-oh, that was at
Yeah,
5:02. I hope they came in.
yeah.
And
Hello, everyone.
I've sent the
It's,
link for them to hop into.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if we can.
yeah, there's a few of them saying they ain't able to get in.
Right.
Okay.
Somebody
So
text me.
I will see what I can do on my end of it.
Hope they didn't
And
miss that wonderful intro.
If they
right,
did, we have it recorded.
we have it recorded and we can do it again. if we have to. I'm going to go on Facebook. I'm going to let you guys tear it up and chop it up and talk a little, and I will try to
Okay.
go on the Facebook. I'm talking like the old people. Old people speak the Facebook,
The Facebook.
and I'm going to try to see if I can put the right link in there. And just so you guys know, it's Los Castro Music live forward forward live /live. That is the link. So then again, if you're not here, you can't hear that. So I will see what I can do about that.
Let me see.
Do your thing. Do your
Yeah.
thing, D-Set.
So CJ, tell me about the history of your art. Where did you get the passion to become a poet and to really dive heavy into spoken word?
It's a really good question. You know, since I can remember, just uh, my mom, my mom, she's always been poetic and a great storyteller. And I just kind of picked it up from her along the way. I started writing different projects in school. Anytime we had a project, I would flip it and make it something poetic, and I was getting very good grades and very good feedback off of it, and it became kind of therapeutic. But, honestly, I had kind of slowed up for a little while on doing it. And, for various reasons, one, for many different reasons. But during this pandemic, like a lot of us, we had, meeting more people on Zoom. We had more time, different things is happening. And so now, I was able to get on a lot of these nice shows and watching them and watching the poets do their thing. And I just got inspired. And I was like, you know what? I need to put some full pieces out, because I never stopped writing completely, because I was writing music and poems, but not a whole lot of performance pieces. So when I would see them perform, I just had to get in on the fun.
That's great. What has been your favorite part about this process? The artistic process is one of my favorite outlets of all time, because no one can do it the way you do what you do. No one can duplicate you, and that goes for me, that goes for Los, that goes for you, CJ.
Mm-hmm.
And so why is this expression so important in your life?
I mentioned, to me, it's poetic. You can get your feelings out there. And one of the wonderful things about it as well, I've been on shows before. Like I have a poem I dedicated to my mom. It's just called Mom. And after I read that poem, I never forget. I performed that piece, and there was people just coming left and right. Hey, we loved it. And it was comments like, you know what? That helped me and my mom start back talking. Or somebody like, look, I'm finna go call my mom. Another, hey, I wish that my children appreciate me like that. Let me reach out. So it was like bringing families together. And so I've had certain pieces to where it has that effect, where it emotionally affects someone. It helps make their day better. And who knew, even bringing families together, like I mentioned. So it's a wonderful gift, and I just want to use it in order to help others.
Amazing.
Absolutely. And we love the fact that you're staying creative, that we're using this adversity to bring us together, right? I mean, a lot of people thought, okay, now we're distanced, but through the miracle science of technology, we've got Zoom, we've got YouTube, we've got Twitch, we got all these different platforms. So, it's kind of been an equalizer, am I right? I mean, it's some people have stayed at home and gotten depleted creatively, but other people like you've just decided to just rise above it, right?
Yeah, yes, it's helped. And like I said, it's plenty of poets out there that I've come in contact with, that I met. And I mean, they just doing some wonderful things. And so, iron sharpens iron. So I'm able to feed off of them, they feed off of me, and we just encourage each other.
That's awesome, because that adversity breeds endurance. I don't know where I read that, but I really like that sentiment. That it takes great pressure to create a diamond, and in some of your pieces, I've heard you talk about that, the multifaceted diamond, and I like how you talk about there's certain common threads, right? I mean, what is it? Family, love.
Yeah.
I think you want to
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so most all my pieces is going to have one or two things in there. It's going to have Jehovah in there. It's going to have my wife in there. always gonna be inspired by it. Now I have other pieces that don't, but the majority of them is just like that. And so when you talk about love, I just look at my wife and I just get inspired. We were literally out on a date and I had to apologize to her because here we are on a date. I'm talking to her, giving her my attention as I'm looking into her eyes. I just got inspired and I just started writing. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, baby. So I'm writing. See something else, I'm writing. And she just looked. But then when I read it to her, she like, oh, I love it. But I just had to push my phone out the way and just focus on in the moment and not write about the moment.
Yeah, that resonates with me. In fact, without saying any names other than yourself and your beautiful wife, remind me, what's your wife's name again? She's familiar with that. Tiffany, right? Hmm? So I went to your anniversary party, the last one, and that's how we met. I was there, and I thought, I want some of this. Whatever they did, this union. I mean, it was, you read poems to each other. Your mom read a poem to you, and I mean, it was incredible. And you know, it's heart rendering. Mm-hmm. It's really heart rendering that people unite for something like this, and you know, they fall in love. And that's the truth. Is, you know, when we see other people using their art to, you know, to fall deeper in love, you know, I would hope that would be me. You know, we as musicians, we want to get inspired. But like you said, sometimes you can get in trouble, right? Because you're writing, you're like, hey, but I'm inspired by your face or your smile or the moment, you know. So that's a fine little line that we got to write.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You really do. And poetry. And matter of fact, I had a piece that talked about, I won't be performing that one tonight likely, but sometimes poetry just takes you, it holds you, and you just can't help but to write. You know, and so you get lost. But then afterwards, you feel good about it because then you're able to share that moment, especially in the rawness of it. Because other times you go back in memory, you write about the past, but writing in the moment, it always brings an extra level to it.
Right. That's incredible. You know, and hopefully we can continue to be like that, to stay creative, to stay inspired. Well, one thing's to be creative when you take it as a craft, but when you stay inspired, to me, you take it back into art, right? And then it elevates you. And, you know, I hope that we can have a little mutual admiration society, because I think you and I, we were talking about how, in my opinion, by myself, I'm just a brick. But you add the mortar of love, and I think we can build something, right? So,
yeah,
man, I can't wait to hear you.
I love the illustration. You know, I love the illustration. This is nice.
I appreciate it. Well, tell you what, it's still a little early. Would you like me to start us off, or would you like to start us off? Today, folks, what we're gonna do is we're gonna feed off each other's energy. I'm gonna try to write something that complements C versus Flow, and likewise. It's a mutual admiration society. We're going to let him cut loose and do whatever he wants today, as long as he wants, because we've got so many friends here just dying to hear you. We've got everybody from Lady Coco to Lynn Rowe, and we've got all sorts of friends out in the audience. Bert Simmons, I know you got to take off, but buddy, thanks for showing up. Algenia, thank you. Also, Amara Scott and Stephanie Burrell. We are enjoying that you guys love these wonderful stories. So hang tight. We're going to have a wonderful, close to 90 minutes left. So your call, Seaverse, you and me. Who goes first?
Hey, you know what? I'm a guest in your home. Hey, bring it on. I want to hear you.
All right. I'm gonna try to set the tone. I hope I can honor you. So here we go. something to feel. Melonics, the Melanin Queens. And I hope that was a good segue because I don't know what he's got coming, but I know it's going to be good. That's all I know.
Man, hey. Man, you bring it every time. All right. So his first piece I'm going to do called Mirror's Lie. And what we'll do, we gonna go a little deep, and then we'll kind of come up a little bit for air, and we're gonna go back down, like we swimming. All right, so again, hey, glad everybody who made it. I'm excited to be on the show. And as we were talking about earlier, real quick, I met Los. He came and he performed over a Zoom event. My mom, who's in the audience, she goes by Mama Major. And she threw my wife and I a 13-year anniversary party. It was a surprise party. It was beautiful. And at the end, we had a full-on concert by Los, and we were just floored.
That's very kind.
Yeah, so thank you again for that, man. So we gonna always remember that moment. So let's get into this one called Mirror's Lie. I don't like mirrors because mirrors lie. My mirror told me I'm just like that guy. To be more specific, it was talking about my biological father. That's why when the mirror is foggy to wipe it, I never bother. Why do I see him staring back at me? When he was alive, he turned his back to my family. So it's weird I see more of his face now that he is dead. I learned more about him now, more than when his obituary I read. See, he was a very hard worker, and Chief Booz was his supervisor. He never stayed in bed long. He was an early riser, but he never would rise to the occasion to be with my siblings and I. Mirror, it's not fair. How you just gonna hang on the wall and put a tear in my eye and remind me that I have more issues than the New York Times? Like extra, I can be in front pages if torn emotions were crimes. Mirror, how you just gonna hang on the wall and tell my life? It's not fair how you pierce at my heart as if you were a freshly sharpened knife. I won't let you condemn me. It's you I defy. I don't like mirrors because mirrors lie. It told one of my uncles that he wasn't worth his life, that he didn't know he was a heck of a guy. The mirror told him when he leaves there would be no dry eyes because no one would cry. The mirror told him he was truly despised although he had 2 kids and a wife, and that he would never succeed no matter how hard he tries. It told him that he was worth more dead than alive, that his breathing added to global warming, and if he stops breathing, the planet will be better by the morning. I never forget how my auntie cried in front of the broken mirror, and she screamed, "God, why?" Mirror, I don't understand why you had to lie. Why couldn't you just be truthful? He was a good man with nothing to prove to you. That's why I don't like mirrors, because mirrors lie. I've seen too many mirrors make my loved ones cry. Telling my wife she's not as pretty as she is. Telling her to wear makeup until her true caramel skin color is hid. How you gonna try and get rid of the woman of my life? Mirror, why do you fill ones with so much strife? I figure why you tell her so many untruths. Mirror, you is jealous of her, and here is the proof. My wife is so kind, warm-hearted, but mirror, you is cold as ice. Her shape, her weight, her curves are perfect. Yes, they are so nice, but mirror, you is flat, thin, and square. I think you just mad because she got that beautiful black long hair. And I swear, she the most beautiful woman out there or anywhere. She effortlessly wakes so beautiful, perfect. Ooh, but mirror, oh mirror, you make her work hard at pleasing you. I see what you do. You don't reflect reality. I just wish instead of you, she would reflect in me. Then she would know the truth. No one can compare. She looks her best without you, so don't you dare tell my beauty how to look or what to wear. Wouldn't it be good if we could put off that deception, that lie that mirrors tell when we stare off in a reflection? Maybe we should focus on looking in a different direction. Mirrors that aren't made of glass, but teach us of perfection. Thank you.
Wow. Man, if I could clap loud, are we allowed to do? Do they still finger
Yeah.
snap?
They
Do they
do.
finger snap?
Clap.
They
We
do.
we,
They
we clap.
do.
We snap fingers. We woo.
All right, woo, woo.
Depends on
I
how
don't want a
you
red
feel.
line. I don't. I went woo. There we go. I get far away. Just for the record, folks, I top out 103 decibels, so you don't want me wooing nowhere around here. Walt Bush in the house, Mr. Walt Saylor. And yes, you're right, Walt. He is deep, and I love it. Man, I was feeling it like, to my core. If I could
Oh,
speak
man.
to a special lady, I'd hire you, man. I'd have you chasing me around and just like, come here, man. Tell her.
And
Tell her
you're
how I feel.
Hey, I make custom poems, so hey, come on.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, guys. So now you guys heard he does custom poems, and that's another thing that we should talk about. It's like it's a wonderful thing that you have an art that you can actually you can make a living, and folks, we got to find them. So first of all, where would we find you if we wanted to?
On Instagram is where I'm at mostly. I have a Facebook account, but I'm not on that too often. It's CJ_from_Alabama. And I don't post a lot, but normally I have an event I post or I share in my stories at least. And hey, just always feel free to hit me up.
And don't forget, folks, he is now a member of the Lounge of Sound. So we are going to be recording this broadcast, and we will be leaving it for playback later on. You can replay it and get your fill. I mean, you're going to want to hear more stuff. So they're probably going to want to get a hold of you and have you write some verses for them, right?
That work.
I'm feeling it. If you don't mind me saying, so that poem was, it was deep and it was at times somber.
Yeah.
Should we shy away from being somber? What's your take on that?
No, again, poetry and spoken word is self-expression. So if you feeling up tempo, if you feeling sad, if you feeling happy, whatever you feel, and normally, I have some that's kind of, well, most of my poems it has levels on it. It's gonna be a ride like we talked about in the beginning. So I might start off high, might end low, but most of them's going to end high. So that's just like what I do. And this one in particular, it was actually a project. I was in a poetry group, and they just told the whole group, it was like 50 or so of us. They said, hey, write about mirrors. So I wrote 3 different poems about mirrors, and then I end up kind of pushing them all together in one, and on memories and things that I've been through in life. And it's just, it's how it came out. So, there's a lot of different things going on in there.
I just did my recertification for CPR, and one thing we learned, that's you do triage, is different steps. You assess the damage, you got to cleanse the wound, and then you can bandage it up, right? So with that said, I like what you said because you just described a purge. So folks, if you feel like crying, go get yourself a Kleenex because I'm gonna try to double the message. I'm gonna double down because I love what he had going in the beginning. He was a little sexy, a little pensive, and now we're moving into the purge. We assess the damage, and now we're gonna do a little cleansing.
Well,
you guys like
before
this?
that, I have to break that down too, because that had so much personal impact on me. Our experiences seem extremely familiar. I have a very similar relationship with my father before he died, and then
Thank
my
you for bringing that up.
uncle also took his own life. So, like, it's you literally had me crying. Your words are powerful. Your words are poignant. They're needed. We're living in a time that is unlike any other, as we all know. We're experiencing it day to day. And how much did your experience growing up without having a pillar in your life of a man like a father, how did that impact you positively, do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. We're going to have to do that piece on another show because I actually have a piece about that. I actually do. Okay. But I will say this much. I had other influence in and out of my life. The main influence has been there is my mother. My mother, and then, of course, Jehovah. So that was my father figure. And then I had different ones, uncles and, other ones that I met throughout life that helped me along the way, helped me learn how to do different things like work on vehicles. And then, coming up where I came from, the projects, you had to be crafty. Because if you didn't learn how to work on different things, then you didn't have the money. You just weren't going to have it. So I would learn how to repair things, how to fix things by observing others. And then it just helped me learn how to be a man. Because it's wonderful to have two parents in the house. I think that's a blessing for whoever has that. But those who don't, oftentimes, they learn how to do different things in their own. So then it helps them respect things more. Like I never had nobody say, hey, here go a car. Or, here's this big wad of money, go buy this, what you need. It was like, hey, I had to work. My mom, a hard worker, she worked 4 jobs at one time to provide. So all of her example, others, and plus what I've been through, it just helped me build upon character and realize, it was no silver spoon. Nothing comes easy. So I appreciate things a lot more.
Yeah,
beautiful.
You rose above the din. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your expressions, for your vulnerability, and for sharing your life experience in a way that is very, very moving. It's extremely appreciated.
It takes courage to share something like that.
Huge.
And thank you for sharing that. It's a personal tale, and people will say, well, you have the music or you have your art, but you don't know that also makes you feel even more deeply, right? I mean, all you're doing is you're giving words to your pain and your anguish and your joy too. So you're choosing to go the positive route. You just feel deeper is what it is. So thank you for doing that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think, yes, I think we are blessed. He is blessed with this gift. And so this gift is in the present. We are glad that we all can share it with you, bro. I mean, man, here's the deepest parts.
And thank you all so much in the chat too. Sorry for the technical difficulties we had in the beginning. Thank you so much for getting over here. We will figure this out. So thank you for being here with us. And we're so excited for you to experience CJ Alabama with us. He's got so much more to come. Let's get into it. Los, you play whatever you want to play, my friend.
I'm gonna go lo-fi and we're gonna purge. We're gonna keep purging. We're gonna, if you got the Kleenex handy, go ahead. It's okay to cry. Let's open up, and then we're gonna do some cleansing later on. I mean, we do some cleansing, and then we do some patching up later. So here we go. It's a little long piece. Give me a sign, D, if it goes too long, right?
what did you say the name of that song was? Oh my goodness.
Oh, we just call it lo-fi soul, man. We were trying to purge the soul. So I figured, okay, this says, I think it says what you were trying to say, man.
My goodness.
You know, um,
I'm gonna be watching it. I don't know. I'm gonna go back and watch myself, but I'm gonna be going back and listen to that song because I had some stuff going on in my head while you was playing. I think I'm gonna write a piece to that.
oh, that would honor me, man. That really would. You know, I think you and I we were talking about, you know, what we used to perform live, right?
I've had way in the past.
I mean, would you agree that sometimes we read the room and our expressions change just at a flick of a switch? Do you see somebody react a certain way, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, you know, and then when you see that they into it or they get it, if they smile, if they frown, whatever expression they have, it just make you kind of change up or get more into what you're doing. Yeah.
I don't know who I was talking to, but I remember they asked me, you know, how do you express yourself the way you do, and you close your eyes, and I was like, you know, what I try to do is I try to look in your eyes, and then I try to feel what you were feeling, and then close my eyes and remember what I saw in yours. And so I think we're a reflection, and that's what I like. It goes full circle. You started off with a very reflective piece. I mean, there's a story arc. Am I right? A little story arc?
So, yeah. I was talking about in that first piece again, just different things going on in the family, you know, my dad's influence, how I view and how I see the mirror, other people in the family and how I wish they'd have saw it. And then down to my wife, how I view her and how I want her to view herself. So it all played together there. And then at the end, I gave a hint about just letting go of the lies in the mirror, you know, believe the truth, know who you are, and go from there. So,
well, you got a piece for us?
Yes. You kind of made me swap up there because D said mention about crying, and then that what you just played. I was gonna do this later, and I was debating on doing it or not. But hey, we gonna get into this piece, and it's called "Men Crying." All right. Hope y'all enjoy this one as well. I got a little intro music. I hope y'all can hear that. Like I need more intro music, but anyway.
Did you want to? Is this the second or third piece? Where you?
This is the
second piece. Okay.
All right. Chameleon tears, camouflage with the rain. Droplets from the eyes leak and become rivers, covering hope like sucking plains. Even the strongest feels the pull of the plug, emotionally drained. End up hiding showers of salty water drops down the drain. I'm tired of my estuary being made of mine's and others' pain. Swimming in misery, feeling like a lion has lost his mane. I ain't lying, but even Simba like pride ain't prying these scars that don't heal. I just wish I could hide the fact that sometimes men cry and we don't know why. I keep moving, but mental defeat got me walking crooked. I keep trying to run from my feelings, got me stepping tenderly like corns. Please look away. This is no show. I tell you, put down the popcorn. I may play it tough, but sometimes I can't help that I'm walking on rocky emotions, have me pigeon-toed. Men don't like to admit feelings, so sometimes around them we tiptoe. Misplaced emotions make it difficult to find your way through life. Feelings, we grip them tight, but admittedly, men need someone to hold. So angry that a raindrop fell to the ground of my face. Now I'm rooted in depression, trying to press the issue of race, the issue of their place, the issue of I miss you, your life they waste. Random thoughts scatter my thinking like broken glass. Now my mind's eye is blurry, like when I cried. I remember as a man, the first time I cried. It wasn't for the many times I almost lost my life, but it was when I found the new life, when I looked over and saw my beautiful soon-to-be wife, when the darkness turned to moonlight, then transitioned to daylight. Now we no longer dark night, but it rises to bang, to this Miss Bang. See, sometimes happiness brings not just fireworks, but waterworks. Joyful that she loves me in all of my quirks. Sometimes the dramatics of crying in the rain can be explained. Could be evaporating happiness, could be heavy drops of pain. Don't let this rock-like disposition fool you. You ever see water drip from stone? We know what only 3 strikes from a staff can do. So try death of grandma, sickness of wife, loss of child or job, hard knock life. Those strikes can make the mountain leak, even at its greatest peak. My brother, when you see your boy shed a tear, give him not just a beer, but a listening ear. Because I guarantee at some point, your keg of emotions will ferment and water drops will distill from the spout of your eyes. So let him know, my brother, I got you. You're not despised. So let him know. And ladies, if he ever goes out of his mind to get in his feelings, don't write him off, draw him out. A hug can be so healing. Whenever you see him gloomy, not having fun, be his someone. Whenever you notice his head hanging low, please, oh please, don't let his skull hit the floor. Help him to look up. If you ever sense that he's changed and acts like only a quarter of himself, be his other 3. Patience, kindness, and love so he won't feel spent. Sometimes he just needs you to listen to his silence in confidence, so he may once again be confident. You can confiscate his dents and help him smooth out his emotions so he won't drown in his salty oceans. They say it takes a tough man to be tender, but please don't treat him like he's soft. When he falls apart, pick him up. To his heart be a mender. Save him a Kleenex. Let him know bleakness is in the past, bright future's next. Don't feel locked out of his feelings or be alarmed of his side. Although strong, although he may look like stone, don't pass him by. Storms can be destructive. Mountains are high. Brightest sun rays beam from the sky. But please, please continue to try and help his tears dry. I can't deny, I don't always know why, but the facts are confirmed. The truth has arrived. Even with the greatest of resistance, sometimes men cry. Thank you.
Wow. Incredible. Do you hear it, ladies? You are our strength. You know, some men say, you know, in a weak moment, we say, you make me weak. But from what I'm hearing, CJ, what you're saying is a good woman makes us strong. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is correct. She does. And I've seen in some cases, when I performed that, I've actually had different ones was telling me that they was in a situation whether they was dating, you know, one of the sisters, getting to know them or something emotionally happened, and then the man started crying, and the woman was like, ew, like what is happening? You know what I'm saying? This ain't right. You know, kind of misperception there. So I'm like, hey, don't treat him like that. There's nothing wrong with crying. It takes a tough man to be tender,
to be open.
And yeah, and then also, you know, with the brothers, with the friends, sometimes we do it as well. You know, we see one of our friends crying like, hey, man, you better get your weak self on. But we don't have to be like that, because that's why I went into the whole run about, you know, my brother, when you see your boy shed a tear, give him not just a beer, but a listening ear. Yeah. Because when you think about it, it was a play on words on beer, because I talk about kegs and stuff. It was like, because I guarantee at some point your keg of emotions will ferment and water drops will distill from the spout of your eyes. So it's almost like a play on beer, a play on moonshine.
You have magic in your words, my brother. you have a way of talking about things that changes your viewpoint, everyone's viewpoint. Anyone who hears you, it's pure magic, my friend. It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing and for being who you are and for again making me cry. Like thankfully I'm so far back you can't see it. But no, you're right.
It's
Like
all right,
we
man.
are
It's
full
all right.
spectrum emotional beings like everybody else on this planet. And if we stop ourselves from feeling something, it's only detrimental. It's
Yeah.
only detrimental to ourselves, to our loved ones, to our children, to our wives, to our mothers, to our brides. Like all of it doesn't matter. Be you and be open, and the way you express really how to do that is beautiful. I really, 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 really appreciate what you do. And that's like the understatement of all time. Like it's so good, man. You're
just
so
checking the ego at the door,
good.
right? Just checking the ego at the door. I mean, in any other world, I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room. You would think that three alpha males, we wouldn't be able to hang out, right? Because it's all competition. But here, we all have our lane, and there's a different deep emotion. I mean, you're a thunderous drummer, and you've got this depth with your words. And I grew up being kind of like that one lone guy carrying that guitar, and everybody's like, oh, that but here there's no alpha male. Here is just everything's laid out, and it's all transparency, and it's for our development, right? And that's how we build. That's how we move forward. So, man, thank you for those expressions, man.
How do you do that without like breaking down?
Yeah,
That's my
I was
question
asked
to
that.
you.
I
Like
was
you're
asked that. How do you
literally
do it?
opening up your soul and your nervous system to everybody.
Is that
And
wrong?
you do it with such control. It's the most amazing thing to watch. How?
I guess, hey, I guess the same way you play them drums, and Los play the guitar.
Fair enough.
It's you emotion, you win it, but sometimes you do pull back a little bit because you don't want to mess up. So you gotta kind of control it some, you know what I mean?
You know
Yeah.
really well.
I've had a piece before, like the one about my mom, and it's another one that if I'm not careful, it will mess me up. No matter how many times I perform. Some pieces you kind of perform it kind of, unless something happens that remind you of it, unless you go back and really meditate, okay, this is why I wrote it. Sometimes that'll mess you up if you think about it too hard to get caught up.
That happens to me. You got to sing a song and you get choked up and you're like, oh, how do I do this? I was just talking to D-Set how I've got this series of exercises that we've been doing where my vocal coach has me emote physically, but then the voice has to be really pulled back, or to be able to emote incredibly with the voice, but the face has to be stone-faced. And that's in preparation for when we have a difficult... I'm not a true opera singer, but you can imagine you're going to say something with so much depth, width, height. I mean, so where do you get your inspiration?
Like I was saying earlier, everywhere. I have some poems. I have some poems just about inanimate objects that I personified. And like in some of them, you wouldn't even know what I'm talking about until the very end of it. And so, yeah, like your guitar has names and everything have their own personality. I hear you talking to them sometimes. So it's the same, it's whatever. It could be a song, a phrase, a word, an action. I mean, and then it just starts. So I just write it down. Sometimes if I feel like even if it's corn, I just write it. I might flop it, switch it, or use it later in something else. So.
And I gotta call out one of the chats from one of the foundits, Diana Reed. This is absolutely the truth and really speaks to what we're talking about. We are all equal with different talents. That's it. We all have our strengths. We all have those things that make us unique. And like you said, some people might not be able to do what I do on the drums. Some people might not be able to do what Los does on the guitar. I can guarantee you most people can't do what you do with your words because they wouldn't be able to get them out. The ability to build that muscle to say things from your heart and to separate, but then also not just that, you're adding the emotion and the inflection points where you desire to do so. In the it's a beautiful art that you do, my friend. It's wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
I like what somebody, Marie Wilder, says, spoken word is just a song without music. And Diana says, life can give you all the material to make others feel good.
Yeah.
I agree. I absolutely agree. You know, this wonderful expression that you have, and you've harnessed it. On a personal note, you know, I don't know if you all saw, I was bobbing my head when he was speaking. He has a phrasing. There's a melody. There's a rhythm. And as a musician, I get it. You know, it's just the pauses, the inflections, the where you put the emphasis on the words, man. I mean, where do you draw? I mean, do you have any influences, vocal influences? I mean, from music or anything that you? I mean, earlier you said there's a couple of songs that inform how you write.
A lot of them. I mean, I just love it. I was listening to some Billie Holiday just yesterday, you know, and then I like listening to, who is it? Kim. Also a lot of older blues singers, but also Sting. Like I said, I just, it's so many different kind of genres of music I listen to. And I love the way, like Brian McKnight is an excellent performer, especially live. And so the things he does with his voice at times, you know, and like I said, I'm not much of a singer. So to be able to do that in poetry is wonderful, to where you can see how people capture the audience. And even when you were playing that guitar, you know the riffs you do and how you just hold back, then you just come on with like, oh. So like you mentioned, it's a rhythm. And then there's others that I know personally, you know, different shows that I'm on, man, and the way they perform at times, I'm like, wow.
Well, you're definitely making some impact. The folks out in the chat are making some beautiful comments. Somebody, Rosalind, says to tell you the one to do the one about the female that lost her family. We've been doing some deep stuff, so just know, folks, that we have to watch ourselves that we don't get too deep and too dark. So it's up to him. As a musician, I will tell you, I'm not going to go completely dark all the time. We got to have a little light and shade. In fact, you'll see what I mean next piece I play.
On that fact, note, Loves, can you please give us a palate cleanser?
And that's my mom that was talking.
My heart can't take much more.
Okay. Hey, for the record, your mom is an incredible spoken word artist herself, man. So she knows her baby and what he can do. She knows what you're capable. And I'm not gonna take a hard line, but we are definitely gonna have to do a little. What do we do? If we eat Italian food, we have sorbet. If we have soul food, every food, you're going to have some kind of a palate cleanser. So I'm going to keep, I hope this does it. We gotta clean that mood. We gotta clean that palate.
he brought it on up. You know what? I like that, man. Like I said, me and you was talking about this the other day. You really don't have a genre. You can't just put you in a box. I mean, I was seeing an episode where you was talking about Afro beats. You was just getting down like, what?
And that's what I like about you too, man, because you have different, you're multifaceted with your words, man. Sometimes you're just, I mean, one moment you're super elegant, and then the next moment, I mean, you shared something with me the other day that was incredible. We don't have time to talk about it right now, but it was a tale of the streets, and you just move, you shift fluidly. So I mean, I'm so grateful for that you have that.
Yeah. I said I want small groups.
That's nice.
But yeah.
You feeling your third piece? You mind if I play a little? I've got a little something, a little instrumental piece, just like 25 seconds, just to kind of get you in the mood. Is that okay?
Come on.
All right.
And I want to say really quick on because that's why I can get right into it after you play on the next one I'm gonna do called My Sister. I've been getting a lot of requests for this one. And it's just about, it's not even really a racial thing. And basically the premises of it is this: no matter, I mean, I write because, hey, I am Black. So that's kind of why I go this route. But it's like, no matter what our heritage is, don't be ashamed of our past. You know, because some people are kind of, hey, well, I came from here, I don't want to talk about that. And I've had a family member I was talking to, and it was kind of like, when I said it was African, it was like, nope. You know, it affected them a certain way. And I'm like, hold on, we're going to write about this.
Stop looking at my leaves, look at my roots, and then we'll move forward, right?
And that's the thing with it is we are who we are because of what we've gone through. And you can't take a moment of your past away without it affecting who you are today.
Yeah.
Well said.
It's good. Sound like some poetry.
I'm inspired, my friend.
D said been holding out. He holding out over there.
All right. Well, you know, Rosalind, we may need to hire you to get on the show because I mean you're just blowing it up on the chat, man. You got some great comments back there. But I mean that's like you have to have the best champions from the past to actually, and I can't even say the past. You know, just some people that were a major influence to run commentary when we're watching sports, right? You need somebody that knows the game too. So we appreciate your mom having some beautiful insights there. So without further ado, I'm gonna give a little intro and then I'm gonna let my bro take off. All right.
My sister, your heritage in Africa so deep. They love to holler berry when they see you. Them monsters having a ball trying to make fun of you. But ain't no Billy Bob going to put thorns in your goals. You know, they say black beverage has the sweetest juices, and you made not from concentrate, no artificial, no sugars added. You don't even let them take a sip of your agave. You have so much class about your strength, they gonna learn today. My sister, they call you the mad black woman because you don't take mess from them diaper-filled, huggy-looking pampered people who constantly take shots at you. They ain't seen mad yet. This is the genesis of your saga, and they Nintendo Xing and boxing you out. Tell them this ain't no game, boy. Find another station to play. Been attempting to make you angry in so many ways. Your heart must be bruised from all of the internal struggles. Your mind is stretched thin from the constant tug of war. Lungs hurt from inhaled cries and diaphragm sore. But you manage your feelings and fire your negativity, promote your joy and advertise your smile. That's the remedy. But then they take your kindness for weakness, your smile for ignorance. They offer you no recompense. They caught up in your decadence. Because of your femininity, your color, they use preconceived notions to try and down and create commotions. But my sister, don't be afraid to embrace your heritage. Don't fall for the heretics who download false images of Africans displayed as savages. Look at the negative under the correct light and realize that Kodak exposure is brighter than their future. Realize you are strong. You was formed from the ribeye, and my eyes see no broken bones. If the bones are strong, the house won't fall. Keep your foundation stable. Stay cool when they turn up the heat. They will never see you or your makeup run. Keep standing tall. Don't let them eclipse your pigments. Them dogs just trying to stoop. You look good, for real, beautiful. I just want you to know you are Earth's favorite girl. Straight hair, afro, natural, or curl. Keep walking like you wearing them Hershey kisses. Let them snicker all they want. They just intimidated by your 100 grand attitude. Them musketeers roll down their faces behind closed doors, so they try and close doors on you. Them insecure people trying to confine and secure you. Never let them or you look down, put down, or diminish you. The daughter of the motherland. My sister.
Give it up. Give it up. Woo-hoo. You know, and there's positive ways. I mean, we've been hearing protests around town here in Portland. We got hit by feelings run deep about culture, about heritage, about somebody's asking what the name of this poem is called.
Sister of the Motherland.
Sister of the Motherland. So we like, I'll tell you, one time I went to my congregation, and the first person that met me was Hawaiian, and he said, we brown people got to stick together. So, you know, the thing is, we're different shades, but we are one race, the human race, or the fast one, whatever you want to say it. But we all have a positive or negative impact on each other, and so I like that you put a positive spin on it.
Like Alginia Blocker said in the chat, yes, we are all children of Adam and Eve all around the earth from different backgrounds. That's 100% it, is we come from the same family, the brotherhood of mankind. And we need to be there for one another in any capacity that we can, in every capacity we can. Because it's rough out there.
Yeah. It is. And I mean, we can't, stigmatize one way or another. And just what I mean by that, I've seen, some people say, what this person know about being put down? They got money, or what this person know. I mean, everybody got something going on in their families, in their situation, with their confidence. Things happen, So like you said, we here to build, we here to empower, we here to help, and not put each other down. I mean, most people who gonna put you down is people who are insecure about themselves. They put you down to have a pedestal to step on and make themselves look better or high. So
absolutely
true. And you've got family members out in the chat, huh? You got auntie, you got mama, you got
I see my sister joined. My brother was on there. I think he still might be on there.
Yeah, a couple of my brothers, musician brothers. I introduce them as my brothers, man. I don't say my friend or we say we're brothers. We are brothers, man. That's all I know. It's all family in here. All
And
family.
and we was talking about great poets. I hope I don't miss anybody, but I see a few in there right now, like
You wanna call 'em out?
Tim Mitchell. I'm trying to see because I'm trying to look on my tablet every now and then to keep up. I seen him come through earlier on a KOSWP, and then we got a monster on here named Kanaya Masterline.
Wow.
Hostage. Hey, yeah. If y'all haven't caught one of his shows, I seen them two brothers, I heard of them. Y'all missing out, man. That's all I can say. They some of the ones who motivate me and keep me going, man.
Yeah.
They awesome, man.
Oh man, we got everybody in here. We got Kanaya, we got Matt Kindig in here. We got our buddy Walt Taylor out on the chat. So we've got a lot of friends and family. Hey, what's up, Matt? He says, "Hey, fam." So, hey, we are, because you talked about that. I'm gonna play an instrumental called Black Elixir. Hope you guys like this. We're gonna keep this rolling when we come with a thematic element, right? Let's keep hitting it.
he really started ripping it up at the end.
It's not
right
normal.
when I said, "This is nice. This can't get no better." Hold on.
Right.
And this would be wonderful. We can one day, things kind of headed in the right direction. We'll see how it goes. Might be able to hear this on the stage one day.
Yeah,
that'd be really nice, man. We were talking about getting out, heading out to the East Coast, right? I mean, Central East, man, that'd be nice, right?
Well, yeah,
when this whole Rona thing lets up.
Like Mama Major, we're coming. We're gonna stay with you. The Orange Beach is a beach I've always wanted to check out.
Man,
so
it's
I
about 30-40 minutes from my house.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
We got Orange Beach. We have Gulf Shores. I mean, like right here. So the nice thing about Alabama is what people don't know. A lot of people just think about country, but it's a city. It's a nice city. And like where we are, I'm 30 minutes from Mississippi. I'm 45 minutes from Florida. I'm a couple hours from Georgia, about 2.5, 3 hours from New Orleans. And then, like I mentioned, we got multiple beaches. Mississippi, Florida, and Alabama have beaches in them. And it's not a far drive, to visit a lot of different places.
I would be in so much trouble if I lived 3 hours from New Orleans. I love that city so much.
Yeah, but hey.
So you talking about southern hospitality, bro? You're like, we're gonna call you out. We're gonna blast you out and say, hey, I heard you do some grilling over there, huh?
Oh yeah, man, I love the grill. And my wife will tell you, that's one area I need more self-control in. Because It don't matter what once I start grilling, because anybody who grills, they know once you take the last piece of meat out the grill, that's when the fire get right.
Right.
And so the smoke is coming out the stack, and I'm just looking out there like, why you keep calling me?
One more, just one more.
And so it's just me and her here, so I try my best to control portions. But hey, when we had company, I just outdo it. 3-4 slabs of ribs, got to put the chicken thighs, the chicken wings, the Conecuh sausages, which y'all don't have Conecuh sausages up there. You need to get some Conecuh sauce and some blueberry ice cream.
Okay. Oh, really? A blueberry? Okay, that sounds like a good combo. Ice cream. Hey, your mom is already inviting us, so I'm there. But I want some Southern hospitality. I'm getting hungry.
I'll be barbecuing all night. I put anything on that after a while.
Hey, babe, go get that brownie mix. Let's try this.
I'm trying, man. I find out for everything on there.
Hey, brown sugar on that meat. Put some root beers or whatever. We try different things.
Yeah, man.
Amazing.
Oh, that sounds great, man. That sounds. Yeah. You feeling another piece?
Hey, you know it. I got you.
Do it. All right.
This one is called "I Can Get Used to This." A lot of people, they know it's one I do called Family Reunion that I must have done that one. I don't know how many times this year, and I'm still gonna perform it about 4 more times by request. This is almost like a part 2 to it in a way.
Okay, I love it. I heard it already one time, and I want to hear it again.
Yeah, but this one here is like I said, I Can Get Used to This. This comes after that. All right, get into it. I see trees of green. I see them blue for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I'm starting to get used to not having to lock it all away. No more having a bunch of passwords to keep hackers and identity thieves at bay. I'm starting to get used to waking up to my beautiful and perfect wife every morning. In my imperfect eyes, she was already perfect and adorning. But now that my retina is grown to perfection and so is she, I had no idea that her beauty could increase internal and externally. I'm still getting used to my wife smelling flowers without sneezing or coughing or getting a sinus infection. It's like her senses have had a resurrection. I'm still getting used to All of the painful memories moving out of my head like unwelcome tenants who never paid rent anyway and made so much noise they disturbed my peace. Those memories I keep on forgetting. The bad dreams have finally begun to cease. I'm starting to get used to watching the giraffe, the dog, the sheep, and the tigers together play. It's a strange sight, but such a delight to see animals playing and not fight. The gazelle no longer have to hide. The whales no longer face genocide. All of the carnivores with peace coincide. It's so funny to see the lion and the bull eat straw together. And grass. Grass is so plentiful, no animal would starve or for a lack of food pass. Just imagine the creator changing the very appetite and digestive system of every predator so they will only eat vegetation. There is no need to display fear in any situation. You could approach any animal with no hesitation. No more skunk spraying stink, no more porcupine sharing quills, no need for snakes to use venom. With a young child, the snake will just slither and chill. The mongoose will no longer have his arch enemy, the cobra. They will now be best friends November to October. I'm starting to get used to my wife not running from spiders. She had a tarantula on her hair the other day, but she didn't run, but she kept sipping her cider. I can tell she wasn't all the way used to the ideal, but at least she didn't tear the house down trying to run away from it. And I know Mr. Spider was happy him she didn't kill. While going camping, we were faced with lions and tigers and bears, and I said, oh my, aren't they cute? Then we came across a lot of uncreepy crawlers and never gave them the bottom of our boots. I'm starting to get used to sharing a meal with a deer, a panther, a bobcat, and a bandicoot. We raced with the cheetahs and swam with the no longer criminal killer whales. We climbed the trees and listened to owls and mockingbirds tell wise tales. I'm starting to get used to not having bottled water, bottled or filters, drinking from a clean, unpolluted stream. Doing this in the old system could have killed us. I'm starting to get used to seeing you, speaking with you, spending time with you. You were dust just a little while ago, and I only knew you from reading the Bible. But at the resurrection party, you woke up as though you took a nap and rested well. Now forever over death, you shall prevail. It's something to finally meet ones from the Bible who I can only imagine standing right before me in their ancient fashion. I'm starting to get used to not checking my phone and hearing, attention, your car warranty is about to expire. Or, do not hang up. This is an important call about your health insurance. Those calls I don't desire. I'm starting to get used to hearing good news and turning the radio on without hearing sad songs. I'm still getting used to not seeing any hospitals or freshly dug graves. No more telling the children to be in the house before the street lights come on. Now they can play at night, even in the caves. My only concern is at the beach. I wonder if the tide would reach my chair. No signs of danger any form, anywhere. It's something to get used to traveling the globe with no TSA, no passport, no border patrol, no, sir, do you really live in the USA? I wonder what we would even call the states now that the old governments were taken away. Now that our international brotherhood is not just on Zoom, now every one of them learned to sing. Oh, how I love that tune. I'm still getting used to such a close relationship with my Heavenly Father. I will be able to finally give him the perfect praise that he deserves and is so fond of. As I fall asleep in paradise, a beautiful world of which I can't even dream. I think how happy I am that we no longer have any pain. I'm starting to get used to my mom running as fast as me. Y'all seen that? And my wife and I adding leaves to the family tree. As I sit in peace and security, realizing that our span is now so much longer than a mist, so many beautiful sights, everything is pure and clean, I say to myself, you know, I can get used to this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Describing the paradise, the coming paradise that will be, it is a reality. It's done. You consider it done, man.
I got
you
probably
off.
about 8 scam calls yesterday.
Did you?
One time. I'm like, are you serious?
I was
On my
going to tell you.
phone, company phone. I'm just like, I'm just
You beat me by 1. I got 7, and I was going to tell you about that. That's what I was thinking about. And then you beat me to the punch. You said, okay, all right, you beat me. You can beat me all you want. I don't care. I don't want them calls. Everybody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about the chat.
We all feel that pain.
Yep, in different accents and just like, man. And if you ask them a question they don't know, somebody just said, "Oh, thank you for calling the Bible study hotline." That somebody gave me that idea. That's how I'm be answering. Yeah.
I might use that.
Yeah, right. It's like, thank you for that. I was waiting for your call to come in, and I got a personal message for you, and this is my message. See if
they try all kind of nonsense, man. But anyway,
tell me if I got the punchline, okay? Let's see if I get the punchline.
Stone and let it go. Only you could lose the ocean and not know. You could have in a long life riches. Yeah, you could have set up in a real thing. But you were blind in the presence of a queen. Didn't recognize I was worthy. Shame. Now it's too late, but not for me. 'Cause when you let me go, you really set me free. Who could have known without you? I feel so bad. Who could have known without you? Appreciate my work. Used to know the precious energy, thinking how you have my feelings hurt. Never listen at the end, I genuine article. So busy that I deal with the artificial. Blind, you must say blind, you could have searched real wide. Then you never find another love quiet like mine. But it's yours, and I'm moved on, feeling so strong. The bird is lifting, now we're singing.
Did we get it right?
Hey man, you too good at that. I tell you, man. If there's a such thing as being too good, you too good at that. Man.
Well, you informed it with that piece, man, about the paradise, and it's something positive. It's a positive note. we went through the steps, didn't we? We assessed the damage, we purged, and then we bandaged. We
Yeah.
talked about, and that's what music does. It provides the tension, it sets it up, and then it's got to resolve at some time, right? We had a nice bridge.
What's the name of that guitar again? I love that one. You know that's my favorite, right?
Do you? This is Fiamma. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, they used to have a three-way fight, but now it's somewhere between Fudia and Fiamma. They've been shooting it out lately. Yeah.
Look at that. Bring that one over just a little bit more. That one even deeper blue.
Yeah, that's a deeper
Nice.
blue. This is Fudia. She's been behaving lately. We named her Fudia. Actually, D named her that because he thought I was upset every time I played her. But the reason I was upset is because she needed some work, and she would get pitchy, and I'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" What? And that's where the whole Los talks to his guitars things started. And then the one time it happened to me, I think I was on the DJ project, and I started arguing with my guitar. And Lynn Rose like, "What about that one?" And I was like, "No, not her." She gets pitchy. She gets kind of upset sometimes if you don't play them. If you don't play them long enough, they start acting up. Kind of like a piece of yours. If you haven't talked, if you haven't said it right, the flow just isn't there.
Yep, that is true. That happened. Yep. Wow. I'm just looking at the comments. I'm trying to keep up with them. There's so many coming in. So much love in the chat. People loving the vibe. Folks texting me, hitting me up on WhatsApp. They really love loving the music on there. And wow. And then another excellent poet, and sorry if I miss anybody, but Arthur Bush. Old school poet. Old school, new school, future school. He sent me some love, man. He's awesome. He's awesome. So wow, he's got a lot of talent. And that always makes you feel good in a sense too, when you have such amazing talent in the audience showing you love and appreciate what you do, and like I said, just like y'all too, this is wow. I'm enjoying it.
And thank you so much for sharing, for being here. One of my favorite experiences on this show, period, forever. And if anyone would like to donate to Los and to CJ Alabama, we just put their Cash App links in the chat. So please feel free to, if you can, help the support. And let's keep this going as much as we can. You are available and welcome to come back anytime you want to, CJ. C-Verse. You have an open invitation. I'm speaking out of turn. I haven't talked to Los about this, but I know he feels the same.
Man.
I know he feels the
We're
same.
family. We're family, man. Welcome to the Lounge of Sound, man. You are a found it, and you know what? I'm gonna go far ahead, and even though I call my newfound friends foundits, you're a never lose it.
Never lose it.
Never lose it. The first time for everything,
Right.
and you heard it here. He's a never lose it, man. Friends for
Yeah.
life, my brother.
I appreciate the
Man.
invite. I mean,
So
this.
somebody's talking about you and I collaborating, man. You got a last piece?
I have another one. It's like part 1 and 2. I can get to the part 2. Hey, like you said, the invitation is open. I appreciate that. But
I'm gonna set up a little. Can you guys hear this a little?
It's a great level.
Yeah. You know how they go. This will go up and down. This one is almost an adventure here. And I was just debating, do I want to do part 1 or part 2? But I think I'll do part
Do
1.
whatever you want, man. You the family. You part of the family.
It's just simply called Hands. And what's the premise of it is not necessarily, it's not talking about my father-in-law, okay? But what the premises is of it, down here, a hand is somebody who just have a common job, which is nothing wrong with at all. But sometimes people look down on that. You're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not famous. You might lawn care or cleaning job, which is fine. But some people look down on it. So that's the main thing I'm referring to when I mention hand. And we can get into this. I remember I had aspirations and dreams when you stepped through the door. beautiful masterpiece I instantly adored. The great potter must have taken his time and made you with his own hands. I locked eyes with you and spoke softly to myself, saying, here's my change. I watched every little step you took. Your voice was like a new edition of love that had me going from dark skin to pale skin, from Keith Sweat to Michael Jackson with the diamond glove. Maybe I'll spit a slick line or two that'll make you mine. Maybe you will laugh and tell me I sound crazy. It's a lie. Bye, bye, bye. I'm not in sync with time. Please, don't let me jester or fool you. I pity the fool who doesn't get to know you. I know my job isn't Fergie flashing like glamorous, but please let me get to know you, because you are the envy of all of the cameras. Your dad might not understand me because of my title, but with these eyes, I can own your heart. I don't mean to sound entitled, but I would love to be in your story, in your caption, like lights, camera, action. Please don't cut. Take 2 minutes to get to know who I am and what I can do. This is unscripted, but the storyboard was made before you walk through the door. It's paramount that you want a brother before you walk in like Sunny Pictures. Now I'm floored. We tried the relationship, but your father was like the long arm of the hand that said, talk to the hand, the long arm of the law that said, talk to the hand, and away he stands. Now I'm holding back the years and tears because I simply read your message the other day saying your father would never let me have your hand because my hand is full of scars, and that had me feeling some type of way. But I keep holding on to hope. But hope must be made of somehow liquid because it burns and keeps falling through my fingers whenever I ask for your hand, and your father says, nope. He keeps bringing up old stories about your ex, Justin the engineer. Because Justin pulled the timber out the lake of his mansion, but if he was so good, he would still be here. Cry me a river. He never been a man that I am. He ain't never had that spiritual passion. He is still being hand-fed spiritual baby food. I never liked that dude. See, your dad don't understand that these hands I used to work hard with will be the same hands I correct you with. These stern brick-like hands can build you a shelter from the elements outside, but also show you that I love you for what's inside, because your emotions I would never ask you to hide. I would gently wipe your tears away when you have cried, but you won't cry for me, because I'll be next to you. I'll be your tissue and make you happy. Don't blow this chance away. These hands will build you a birdhouse, but also put a burglar out the house. That means these hands will protect you if I'm ever blessed enough to be your spouse. These hands will soothe you to rest better than counting sheep, then carefully wake you before you oversleep. When you are tired from your long day of running through my mind, with these hands, I massage your feet. But right now, because of your dad's stubbornness, I feel defeat. He says I can't handle marrying his daughter because my past is unknown to him. I don't come from a line of proven upper class. I don't have hands full of money like him. He doesn't realize I'm no ordinary chap. I'm not just some John. I'm a legend. I give my all to you. You give your all to me if we're wedded. Yes, I'm a hand, but my hands are strong. And since your dad is so focused on history, I know my hands are very capable because it's been proven. I tell him what I've been about all along. I tell your father if he looks to my past, it's no mystery. My hands that I've received from ancestors are always accomplishing big things while working and moving throughout history. My hands through oceans and continents they span. See, my hands were stolen from the motherland with shackles and chains and in high demand. My hands stem from a long line of strong hands that were used to pick cotton and carry water for the man. Hands with opposable thumbs, but was never used to oppose people under their thumbs, but were used to defend their wives and young ones. My hands are born from hands that toiled and planted, hands that skillfully sewed, hands that can cook scraps, but also delicate meals without even a stove, hands that were used to help heal the pain and create medicines that circulate your veins, but don't be vain. This heritage and culture is a good thing that could never be tamed. Those hands had so much drive, so much passion. These hands would often help open to help and to heal without anyone asking. Those are the inherited traits headed down from my ancestors. These hands are powerful, but sometimes treated lesser. These hands are darker on the outside, but if you flip them over, they are light on the bottom. That reminds me that although dark times may be pressing down, there's always a lighter, brighter future to any problem. Like my ancestors, these hands, although born soft, have become callous and cushioned to the difficulty from all of the pulling and pushing, just like me. I tell your father that when it comes to you, I'll always be there for you. I will never forsake the love that I have for his daughter. With these hands, I show you that the love isn't just skin deep from the start. I'll reach through the epidermis and hard bone to hand you my heart. I hope your father gives me a chance with you instead of focusing on my title, my job. That unfocused distraction can break in and steal, and potential love can be robbed. Maybe I can get your dad to think about Jehovah's master plan, how he sent his son to give us a helping hand. See, the holes in Jesus' hand getting nailed to the torture stake put a hole in the devil's plot to hand us over to sin. So even though I'm not perfect, Jesus died for me too. So I must be worth it. And we all have a similar past if you can grasp, because life started with a hand. He fashioned him from the dust of the ground. It will end with the hand. The kingdom shall perfectly be handed over after 1,000 years of faithfulness have been found. So since we are all made in the image of God with a bright future, why can't your dad see that a job title can be a facade? It's love and dedication that brightens the world and acts as a suture. I hope he doesn't continue to see me as being insignificant. I hope he takes what he sees and takes it as a risk, because without a risk, the hand would be stiff and unable to move about and twist and wouldn't be as useful anyway. But I can be useful to you any day. I told your father everything I wanted to say, but he treated me like a clock with no minute or second hand. He gave me no time of day. He walked by me as if I was just in his way. So maybe I'll press the issue and his attention demand. Or maybe I'll say nothing further. Because who am I kidding? I'm just a help. I'm only a hand.
Wonderful. I'm not a John, I'm a legend. Oh my goodness. Bye. I'm not. You had so many quips that were so good. Man, I love what you do, my friend.
Thank you.
Truly
Appreciate it, man. Hey, and then the next time I get to come through, we'll hit y'all with part 2, see if y'all enjoy it.
Okay, absolutely.
The story goes on.
You owe us one. Although, for the record, folks, we go 1 hour when we're by ourselves, 90 minutes if we have an artist. We've been having such a good time. I don't know if you all noticed, but we went a little bit over time, and I'm going to say how much. Mr. YouTube, please don't listen. Cover your ears, Mr. YouTube. It's all right. Nobody's making up the rules, man. Welcome to the Lounge of Sound, bro. You are family. Oof.
Yes.
Come back. You got to come back, man.
And everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification for our shows. We do this every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we have absolutely incredible guests on, as you can tell. So please tune in and catch us next time.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody coming out. I enjoyed
it. We did too, bro. Come on back.
Yeah.
So we're going to be signing off on behalf of D-Set, C-Verst, and Los Castro. See you guys next Friday here at the Lounge of Sound. Don't forget, subscribe. See you guys next week.